The one and only time I've ever rear-ended somebody was when I reached down to adjust the radio. That's why it's essential to maintain your factory steering wheel controls when you install aftermarket head units in your car or truck. We install this PAC converter on this 2007 Lexus RX350 and program it to the steering wheel controls. Even if you don't own a similar vehicle, the same rules apply to most PAC converters. You don't want to miss this episode because it's easy to make mistakes if you don't follow the directions to a T. On this episode of Motor Greaser, we are putting a PAC SWI-RC steering wheel interface controller into this 2007 Lexus RX350. Now, you might have seen the other episode where we put in a Pioneer head unit, but now we are going to connect the two to be able to use your factory control for your volume and for being able to skip through the radio stations or change tracks on a Bluetooth device or whatever it needs to be. So the first thing you need to do if it's on a vehicle like this or any vehicle, if you're using the PAC controller, is first figure out which PAC controller you need specific to the vehicle. So you can go to PAC's website, enter in the vehicle, and it'll tell you exactly which controller you need. Once you figure out which controller you need, after you entered in the information about the vehicle, it will actually print up all the instructions on which wires you need to hook up, which are very specific. Sometimes they require resistors between some of the wires, and you have to make sure you get everything right so you don't screw anything up. But it's pretty straightforward. There's a little bit of programming with it. It's kind of whatever, it's not a big deal. So we're gonna walk you through it, and it's a pretty easy project for the most part. You just have to be able to follow instructions. So this is an aftermarket radio setup, and I'll show you how to take this out. If you have a factory radio, just check out this video here, and I'll show you exactly how to do that. But this basically has clips, and you pull that off. It's a little bit harder than that. Pull it off with your fingers. This here pulls out, but you have to have your keys in so that you can put this down here. This pulls out of here. Disconnect your cigarette lighter, and then this is clipped in, and you just pull that out. Once that's out, there are 4 10 millimeters, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this whole thing comes out just like that. So this here is the PAC converter. This is the SWI-RC. There's a couple different versions of these that will fit based on putting the data of what vehicle you have into PAC's website. So the first thing is you're gonna have to figure out which wires you don't need, and there's a ton of wires on here. The 2 or 3 main wires you're gonna wanna look at is they have a white and black, a white, and a red and white on here. So these are the ones that you're actually gonna physically connect to your factory pin. Next thing is figure out which one goes in here, and how are you gonna figure it out? This thing does not come with instructions. You have to go to PAC's website and print out instructions based on your vehicle. It's really a simple process. You put in all your vehicle information and it's right there. And then you're gonna do a little programming and you're underway. All this other junk here, we're not gonna use on this specific vehicle. The only other connection you're gonna have to make, there's a headphone connection here, but there's a spot in the back that says WR. You're gonna plug that on into the WR back in here. It's just like plugging in a set of headphones, boom, nice and easy. So you need to follow these instructions to the T, because these instructions are gonna vary based on what controller you have. The controller colors may have different colored wires, and if you're not following those exactly, you're gonna have issues. This one says if your interface has a white and black wire, then you're going to connect the interface's white wire to pin 7. Now, if your interface does not have a black and white wire, then it's gonna be a whole different set of rules. So you have to make sure you follow it based on which wires your PAC converter has. So as you can see, this is a 20 pin that connects to the radio. That is not what you wanna use. There's one floating around back here. See this little weird guy? And if you look at it, it's 20 pins. And in the back, we've got all our different colors back here, and this is what you have to wire up to your PAC controller. These are the instructions, and that's where it's showing you. There's the 7 wire, and it's telling you which one it is. Okay, so our pins over here, our orange wire on the very far back here goes to ground, our green wire goes to white, and our purple wire goes to white and black. Now just follow your instructions, because your PAC controller in your vehicle may be different, but that's how it is on this one. Just cross compare those with your instructions and you should be good to go. But that's what it has to be. Just be careful. You don't want to start grounding out stuff that can hurt your car. So make sure it's very specific. There's lots of different harnesses back here. So just look at the front. It's nearly identical to the picture. The other 2 wires you need to worry about, this red wire from your PAC converter needs to go to 12 volt switched, which is just the red wire on the back of the radio, and these black wires need to go to your ground. On some specific vehicles, this brown loop or the purple loop would need to be cut. That's based on the vehicle. Our vehicle on this Lexus does not need that. Just follow your handy dandy instructions and it will tell you if you need to do that. We have a rotary switch over here on the side. Okay, it's got 1 through 9 and a 0 on it. And so our rotary switch needs to be set to position number 7, which was on the 4Runner. So it's already set to position 7. So just set that based on your instructions. The other thing we need to get intimate with is this little switch right now. And this is where we're going to be pushing this. There'll be a light turning on, green or red, and we're going to be hitting our control functions to program this. So I'm going to press and hold the program switch while turning the vehicle to accessory. LED will turn on, release, and it will turn off. So it went to red and turned off. Press the program button 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait for 3 seconds. The LED will flash 8 times, indicating it is programmed for version 8. If it flashes the wrong version, you will have to start all over. Once you have programmed the correct version, you will not have to do these steps again. All right, so it flashed 8 times and I can shut my key off. That means we're ready for version 8. And that will all be via these programming instructions, which is not a big deal. So right here it says programming for our SWI-RC controller, and our Pioneer radio. So we are gonna have the back end of our PAC converter not plugged into the radio at this time. I'm not sure if that matters, but when you're done, this needs to get plugged in. So don't forget that. We're gonna leave this unplugged per the directions, and you're gonna get your directions in front of you. Now I already programmed this like 5 times, and you really have to follow these instructions. They're very kind of crazy. So I'm gonna try to attempt this and do this so that you guys can get it. And I've programmed this, like I said, more than once. And what happened is I've programmed my volume down as the mute, and that somehow screwed it up. So we're gonna try to go through and do this. First thing I do is put my key in and turn it to AC. This will flash 8 times, letting you know you're at the programming menu. Once it has flashed 8 times, you'll hit it again, and it will flash and go off, and it'll erase anything you programmed before. Okay, once my light goes off, I'm ready to start the sequence here. Volume up, volume down. We're gonna skip the mute. We're gonna have preset up, preset down, source, track up, track down, skip, 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 skip. Now it should flash 3 times and 8 times. 1, 2, 3, and now it'll flash 8 times, saying that it works. So we're gonna give this a shot. You really just have to follow these instructions and do it over and over and follow them exactly. They're very confusing and misleading, but follow what I said and we're gonna see if we did this. So once we did that, this plug-in wire from the PAC controller goes into the W/R back here. We are gonna turn this on. Auxiliary, we got our radio, volume up, volume down. I can change my stations here, change the station that way, mode, Bluetooth. So if you are not satisfied with the presets on what you did, just go through and reprogram it. So on mine, I did the volume up, volume down, skip the mute by pressing the source button on the PAC converter. I have the preset up, preset down. What that was doing was when I programmed that, it would change the radio station from 88.5 to 88.6 to 88.7. It's not the 1900s, I don't need to do that. So I skipped that, skipped that. I programmed source, I programmed track up, I programmed track down, I skipped band, skipped phone menu, skipped answer call, skipped end call, and skipped voice activation. What that resulted is in this. I can turn my volume up from my controller, I can turn my volume down from the controller. If I'm watching this video, let's say I'm watching the 12-hour idle of my YouTube video on my phone, or if I'm listening to music on Spotify or whatever it is, I can hit my track up and it will change to the next one, okay? And then if I want to go back, I can do that. Now if I want to change the mode, I hit the mode and it will go back here to my, here's radio stations, Pandora, whatever it is, auxiliary. I can go here to radio. Now I have my stations, and when I hit the track up and track down, it'll go 99.5, 101, instead of going through the individual stations. So that is going to be the purpose of being able to reprogram it so that you have better use of these features here. So that was the exact one that I did, and that, in my opinion, in this vehicle that doesn't have phone call answering like a Tacoma would or a newer version, that's the best use out of these in terms of making this work really well. Okay, don't forget, I temporarily taped these wires instead of soldering them in because I want to make sure this was working. And it's a good thing I didn't solder them in because I originally had them hooked up to the main harness, which if you're hooking up to a harness and there's an absence of a ground like this one, you've got the wrong 20 pin that looks like this. Okay, we've got all of our wires soldered and taped up over here, and this looks terrible. So I've actually got this fabric harness tape, and I'm gonna go through and clean this up a little bit. I use my fabric tape, and we've got everything nice and clean and pretty looking and ready to go behind the dash. So I've got my radio input. This is actually the wire that we're leaving out from when we do the camera on our next install. And this stuff's pretty sticky and pretty hard to get off, so make sure everything works before you get this all taped up, or you'll be kicking yourself if you have to cut through this and do it all over again. So make sure everything works, then go through, tape it up, make it look nice, make it look like the factory, and stick it in. Don't go use an electrical tape. You can get this stuff on Amazon for cheap. I mean, you can use electrical tape, but this stuff's way better. So that's everything plugged in the back. This is our mic. This is our PAC converter that we just installed. Regular harness. This is the USB adapter for our phone. And that's pretty much it for now until we get a backup camera if you had amplifiers or anything like that. Don't forget to plug in your antenna adapter for your radio. Only one of these fits, that one. Being that this is a factory amplified vehicle, I thought, well, maybe I'm having an issue with the interface because of that. So let me just call their 1-800 toll-free number where they're supposed to have guys helping you.
No support agents are currently available to take your call. Please call back later.
Problem was I had the wrong harness hooked up. I had the wrong 20 pin, there are two of them. And it said clearly in the instructions, make sure it's not the main one, and I had it on the small one. So on a scale of 1 to 10, this PAC converter install would probably be about like a 5 or 6, only for people like me that can't follow instructions. If you can follow step-by-step instructions pretty well, it might be down there in the 2 to 3 level. But it's very precise with the instructions. There's lots of different parts of it that you have to make sure you pay attention to, so it's really not a big deal. The biggest thing to make sure is to make sure you know which harnesses you're cutting into, make sure you're using the right wires per the right PAC converter you're using, and the programming setup. So the programming setup is really not that big of a deal. So to get all the instructions that I use, you could just take them right off of a laptop. You just go over to PAC's website, get all these instructions, and that will tell you how to go through the process of setting it all up. But man, for the money to have your steering wheel controls, I had this in my 4Runner, and when I took it out and put it in this car and didn't have the steering wheel controls, every time I looked down to change the channel or turn up the volume, it was terrible, and my wife said the same thing. So it's gonna be so nice to have the usage of these. It's definitely worth the money. It's awesome to have it. So there's links below in the description to all the parts and components for this. There's also a link to the video for the radio install. If you have not seen that, you need that information. The next thing that we're gonna do on this vehicle is we're actually gonna put a backup camera to the radio. So I'm gonna pull this all out. There's only 4 10mm bolts, so it's not a big deal, but I have a backup camera coming tomorrow. And so we're gonna have to snake that through the hatch and feed it through the grommets and the boots and stuff. So that ought to be a little bit of a fun project to do. But that's the next thing. So when you put this baby in reverse, we can see everything behind it. So we're really taking this 07 Lexus and modernizing it with backup cameras and Apple CarPlay and different functionality, using our steering wheel controls and really bringing it up to 2020's standards and actually beyond. For some of these cars that are coming off the factory don't even have as good a stuff as some of these aftermarket radios, which has always been the case. But that's kind of what we're doing with this. And make sure you click the like button if you like the video, make sure you subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next episode of Modern Greaser.